Let's go a little bit about these pediatric vaccines. Just now, United States removed recommendation for hepatitis B vaccine for just child born, first day born. Why they done it?
Well, there's been tremendous pressure on the U.S. government since the release of the McCullough Foundation report. So McCullough Foundation spent a year putting together the most comprehensive report on autism, the neuropsychiatric epidemic in children. And in this report, which has been published on the European Commission preprint server, it was sent to Robert F. Kennedy and those at HHS on October 27th, 2025. He concluded that vaccines in combination were a risk factor for the development of autism, in addition to other factors. And this includes starting with the hepatitis B vaccine at birth. This report was so powerful, within 3 weeks, our U.S. CDC changed its language on its website, saying that vaccines, in fact, have not been ruled out as a risk factor for autism. And then we looked at the hepatitis B vaccine schedule in the United States, where 3.6 million live births occur per year. And there's no risk for hepatitis B. They're born to mothers who have blood tests that are negative for hepatitis B. And so the vaccine can't possibly help the babies. So it was dropped after deliberations for the first time. And the 25,000 live births that the mothers are hepatitis B positive, and about more than half come from foreign countries into the United States. The other part are IV drug abusers, prostitutes, and others, who have high-risk lifestyles. They receive a drug called tenofovir in the third trimester. They receive hepatitis B immunoglobulin and the hepatitis B vaccine. So the hepatitis B vaccine is part of a strategy to reduce transmission of the virus to the baby. It's part of a strategy, but it only applies to 25,000 deliveries, not 3.6 million. So that's a big change. And I think we're going to see a lot more coming because of concerns that the entire burden of vaccines is related to autism.
Can you tell us a little bit more about this report? Is there any connection between other vaccines and autism? What is connection? Is there causation or just correlation? That's a very important question. Everybody is asking. I know lots of my friends who have the same question. Some of them even have a problem because they have a child with autism. It's very important what this report is saying.
Well, when you and I were children, autism was estimated to be 1 in 10,000. Now it's 1 in 31 in the United States. Pretty similar to that of Australia or even WHO data. It's an absolute epidemic. It's probably 3 to 4% of children have this neuropsychiatric condition. 27% of them have profound autism, meaning can't speak, can't use the bathroom alone, have special needs lifelong. They're disabled. There's more disabled children today with autism, profound autism, than there ever were with polio, believe it or not. So autism is a massive problem. Now the literature weighs in. Our report suggests well over 100 studies have found that a big bundle of vaccines, typically given around 1 year of age. So that means measles, mumps, rubella vaccine, influenza, pneumococcal, diphtheria, tetanus, pertussis, Haemophilus influenza B, hepatitis B. It's a big bundle of vaccines given at once. The child develops inflammation in the brain called encephalitis, then can have be fussy, pain, have a fever, and then have a seizure, and then the child regresses into autism. They actually lose their progress they've made in their development. That's the classic case. And this is peer-reviewed and published. A case by Poling and colleagues from Johns Hopkins chronicled exactly that sequence in the daughter of the first author. And the U.S. Court of Claims admitted that the vaccines caused autism, and they worked out a financial deal with him. So I can tell you this is real. And parents need to take a careful look at this. And it looks like the vaccines do play a direct role in the genesis of autism. And the mechanism is brain inflammation. About 20 vaccines list as a side effect inflammation of the brain in the child called encephalitis. But when there's inflammation and the inflammation resolves, the child can be left with a neurologic problem like attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, autism, tics or involuntary facial motor movements, and then seizures. And so there's a paper by Nielsen and colleagues, it's quoted in our reports from Sweden. If a child before the age of 9 develops a fever and has a seizure, then there's about a 40% chance they'll convert to one of these neurologic disorders.